yes, we've all gone bananas. The GOP's MAGA bananas today. Oh yeah, the GOP's MAGA bananas today. Oh yeah, the GOP's MAGA bananas today.
Hello, welcome to Dude's Process. I'm Matt.
And I'm Grady.
And today we're going to process many, many things, many mysterious things, many crazy things, many absurd things, many surreal things that have happened in the last week or two in the United States of America, the country we live in. How you doing, Grady?
Well, I would be doing a lot better if we had a different president and a different administration in the country. But we seem to be surviving. Mm-hmm. And our goal here is to be highly critical of the idiotic president that we have, who wants to be an autocrat, right, and wants to tell people how to live their lives and how to run the country when that's really not his role.
That's not the role of the president of the United States.
We started out being neutral, just just commenting on what's going on.
Right.
But at least I've come to the conclusion that we have an egocentric, raving idiot as president, and so I'm going to be, candid about my opinions.
I believe you should be as candid as possible, right, as you can possibly be. So, Grady, what the hell was happening this week? In the what the hell? He fired or he's trying to fire one of the governors of the Fed. I don't know what the Fed is. Explain to me what the Fed is.
Well, the Federal Reserve Bank is sort of a central bank for the country. Mm-hmm. It sort of supervises and makes sure that all of the banks, you have state banks and federal chartered banks. It's basically the federally chartered banks, but the Fed also supervises state banks. Like, for example, the Oconee State Bank is a state bank. But if you have federal guarantees of your bank accounts, then the Federal Reserve has the right to check and make sure you're keeping proper accounts.
So that's why it says FDIC sticker on the door.
That's the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which is a different thing. But the banks are highly supervised both by the Fed, by the state agencies, if it's a state bank, and the FDIC. But anyway, that's one of the rules, one of the purposes of the Fed. The Fed also, I think it was founded in like 1913 to give stability to the banking system and also to give an independent agency, not one too influenced by politics, the ability to set interest rates and promote stability in the economy. And
so if there's a run on the bank...
Yeah, that's right. To keep from doing that. Of course, you had those in the 1929 and
right, and
in the 30s until the Democrats took over from the Republicans and put in the New Deal rules that guaranteed the bank accounts and so forth. But anyway, the Fed, I think it has like 12 national banks or 12 Federal Reserve banks, which are just big banks around the country, and they may have even branches of that. Mm-hmm. And they make sure that the banks have liquidity. I pulled out a $20 bill, and you'll read at the top, it says a Federal Reserve note. Mm-hmm. So paper money is authorized by the Federal Reserve.
Okay.
And so that's why it's called a Federal Reserve note. And then the federal government prints all paper money, but it has to be authorized by the Federal Reserve. And that's based on some figure of how much the the credit worthiness of the country is, you know, as to how much paper money is issued. I don't know all the details of that. But the Federal Reserve, probably the most important thing is that it's an independent agency while its members are nominated by the president and authorized by the Senate.
Okay.
They are supposed to act independently of Congress
Okay.
for the betterment of the country and the country's banking services.
Right.
So that's why we have this big deal right now. The Federal Reserve decides what should be the basic interest rates that banks charge. And that has to do with how easy money is borrowed or how much it costs to borrow it. If you make the interest rates high, fewer people borrow money, which puts less money in circulation and causes the economy to contract if it's tending toward inflation.
Right.
And they can lower interest rates if they determine the country needs liquidity, needs more money supply.
Yeah.
Which allows people to borrow money at cheaper rates, and rich people can borrow money at cheaper rates and then lend it out or employ it at higher rates of return.
Right.
So that's basically their job. Now, our president is unhappy with the interest rates where they are, and so he has been very critical of primarily the chairman,
Yeah, Powell, right?
Jerome Powell, because he has encouraged the interest rate. While they have lowered the interest rate somewhat, he's waiting to make sure that it won't be inflationary. So he's keeping the interest rates where they've been for about a year, and they meet every few months to determine what the minimum rates should be. And Trump wants them to be lowered. Theoretically, Trump thinks that if their interest rates are lowered, the economy will be stronger and bigger, and he'll get political credit for that.
Huh.
And what's interesting, he blames Jerome Powell for, I mean, Trump is like a school kid. His vocabulary, he says he's stupid and slow and all that, and he refers to the chairman of the Federal Reserve in those terms because the chairman is maintaining independence, and they determine what the interest rate should be based on their assessment of all of the economic data that they accumulate. And I just happened to see on Google today a video of where Jerome was nominated by Trump. And he's standing by there saying, he's a great guy. I'm real proud to nominate him. He's going to be terrific chairman of the Federal Reserve. And then right beside that is a video of him talking a few years later saying, this guy's stupid, he's slow, and I don't know why Biden nominated him in the first place.
Oh, no.
So he's trying to blame Biden.
But Trump actually nominated him.
His nomination.
So he nominated him in his first term?
In his first term, right.
So they get nominated and then they get approved by the Senate or the other.
That's right.
So that's kind of like the Supreme Court.
Right.
So he did this in the first term.
Well, it may have been. See, a chairman only serves for 4 years. I think each of the members of the reserve, each of the governors have a 14-year term. They want it to be long-term and not political. Not political, but as chairman, you only serve as 4 years. So if Powell's term expired, he could still have 10 more years as a governor. Just wouldn't be chairman.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was Trump that nominated him. So since he's I guess his term is not over. It would have been, I guess it would have been Trump's second term. So he must have
Right.
nominated him. I don't know. That's interesting to me.
Well, but the point is he nominated him.
Trump.
He put him in.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the thing, and now he's not happy with him
now
because
he's not happy with him, so he's claiming that Biden actually
Right.
nominated him.
well, that's like when they say, Obama was the president when 9/11 happened or some bullshit.
Right.
But then again, it's all getting so fuzzy. Who the fuck
Yeah.
knows? This guy's in 2 terms. There was Biden in between.
Yeah.
It all looks like one big gloppy shit. So basically, he wants to. So he wanted. He didn't fire. You can't fire a chairman, but he wants to fire this woman.
Well, in theory, nobody can fire anybody from the Federal Reserve except the president.
Okay.
Now, even the chairman can't fire another member of
Right.
the Federal Reserve, but it has to be for cause.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's ever been tested, what is cause.
Yeah.
Trump thinks that because he doesn't want him there any longer, that's sufficient cause, or
Right.
or her. But I think with regard to the woman that he's trying to fire or wants to fire, this was years ago, long before she became a member of the Federal Reserve. She applied for 2 mortgages,
Right.
and apparently on both mortgages, which were in different cities where she had different homes, she said it was going to be her primary residence.
Right.
And apparently she had 2 applications with 2 different
Right.
primary residences, which doesn't seem like a evil thing.
Well, no, he just likes to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure.
And this was long before she was nominated and approved to
Right.
be on the board.
So he's just. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
it's just, it goes without saying that he seems to drum up whatever the fuck he wants to
And
take out.
she obviously has all the credentials
Right.
to be a member.
So it's just more havoc he likes to play.
Well, he thinks that if he can get a majority of the Board of Governors nominated by him, that they will vote the way he wants them to. He thinks he can have more political influence. I don't think he would. Jerome Powell was nominated,
by him, and he's still not happy.
Now he hates him because he
Yeah.
won't say, yes, sir, I'll
Yeah.
decrease the interest rate.
Wow.
It's just typical of Trump. He's ignorant in so many ways and savvy in so many ways, but his whole approach to things is very stupid to me. He has, I think he's mentally ill, really.
Right.
I think he's got this self, let's see, I would think it was some sort of aggrandizement of himself.
Complete like narcissism.
Yes,
very
that's
toxic
a good
narcissism.
word. Yeah, toxic narcissism.
Yeah. So he's just doing what he wants.
Well,
There's
he's doing that, and he's also turning America into a militarized zone. I guess Washington, D.C. is where he's brought the troops in.
Right.
And I don't think anybody would agree there was any great reason for that other than he's turned. It is a federal enclave, so
Right.
the president has a lot more power over how it's run, but it does have a degree of self-governance, the District of Columbia. And that was probably easiest for him to say, I'm going to take over the policing of the District of Columbia with National Guard troops.
And now he's saying other
And now he's
places
saying
too.
and mostly they're cities that would vote Democratic.
Right.
Yeah. D.C. has always been a Democratic majority city.
Yeah. So he's just going. He's like a fucking bulldozer, just fucking.
Well, you don't know whether he's just stupid or just bullheaded.
Yeah.
or just inartful in the way he approaches things.
Inartful.
Right.
That's very
Trying to be-
diplomatic of you.
Tried to be diplomatic.
It's inartful.
Yeah.
Not a fucking lunatic or a sociopath or a fucking.
Well, I think of him as a fucking lunatic.
Right.
really.
But if you were to broadcast something, you would say inartful.
Yes, right.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice, eloquent thing.
But
Right.
these are our opinions.
Right, they're not necessarily
we try to be absolutely truthful here, and
Yeah.
it is absolutely truthful that I think of him as a fucking lunatic.
Yeah. Also, an inartful lunatic.
And inartfully.
I don't think he has any art in him whatsoever. Even though supposedly we saw those. We talked about that before. The little sketches of what he do, and he did the woman's pubic hair for.
Yeah, he may have some artistic ability.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's actually comes from.
He's trying to take over everything, including the Kennedy Center. He wants to determine what kind of entertainment is provided.
What the fuck?
And he's fired. I think he's fired all the board of directors of the Kennedy Center and appointed. I hope he hasn't appointed lackeys for himself.
I think he wants to host it.
He wants to be the chairman of it, probably.
Yeah, but I think he wants it. When I think I heard this, and I don't even know. Is that I think when they do the show, the Kennedy Center Honors, I think he wants to be the host. Just like that fucking bizarre thing that I barely heard about. Did you know it was this week? They broadcast the cabinet meeting, like live on television, with him with a camera in front of him and all the different people from the different cabinets weighing in and telling him what a great guy he is. And then like even the chairman of the Department of Labor said, "Oh yeah, we hung a picture of your face."
Yeah, I did see that in the news. Yeah.
What the living fuck?
Well, if you recall, at the beginning of his first term, he had all the secretaries of defense and labor and so forth in a meeting around a long table.
Right.
And he had each one of them say why they're happy to be there.
Right.
And each one of them said, well, God put you here, and I thank God for allowing me to serve you.
That's the saddest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah.
You gotta actually literally kneel before Sod. You have to, it's show you my allegiance, show your allegiance to me, tell the world what a great person I am.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
The issue is I hope that we can live through the next 3.5 years or whatever we have, and that if the Republican Party would get a little backbone and think, this is some crazy shit that he's doing, that we need to calm him down.
Right.
We could make it. We made it through his first term.
Yeah.
But that was because he was intimidated by the office that first term, and he had people around him that were experienced, and they sort of strongly guided him most of the way. But he learned all the ropes that first term. So now he's unfettered president, so he knows all the powers he has and all the trouble he can cause.
But what are the odds of anybody opposing him in his own party?
Oh, I don't think so, but the Senate and the House could stand up to him and pass laws that he doesn't want, or pass laws that would restrain his instincts. But getting back to trying to fire this is a black woman who apparently is doing a good job as a Federal Reserve governor.
Right.
And he thinks that she's going to, I guess maybe she was appointed by a Biden or some Democratic president.
Right.
And he wants to change the majority to Republican appointees like the Supreme Court is now.
Right.
Basically a rubber stamp for just about anything Trump wants to do. They'll figure out.
He just wants to
they haven't put any kind of restraints on his arbitrary actions.
Right. So can he fire the person? I mean, that's the whole thing now.
Well, the it's never been tested as to what is cause. I think Trump would like to say the sufficient cause is I don't want her there anymore.
Right.
But if it is something like you put down 2 places as your principal residence on a long ago mortgage application,
Right.
how do you say that is cause? Does it say that you're absolutely a fraud and
Right.
therefore you shouldn't be? And the Senate has already confirmed her.
Right.
And so they would investigate anybody who's been nominated, and so is that cause? Did he find out something? You know, is she a vegetarian or something? And, you know,
Right.
You know what is
Yeah. It's
in most cases that cause has to be actually being accused and convicted of a crime that would involve moral turpitude, as
Right.
they say. Not a traffic violation, but you know, you actually stole money from
Right.
somebody or you know, committed some bad crime.
yeah.
So if he doesn't have cause, he can't fire her.
So it's
And to do that, again, this is weird dude's process here.
Yeah.
where you have to have due process that have
Yeah.
to say, I'm going to fire you for cause. She has the right to say, I defend that, and
Right.
I don't agree that's cause. And a court would have to determine whether that was sufficient cause under this set of circumstances.
Yeah.
And that's never been tested, at least as far as firing a
Oh.
Federal Reserve.
Oh boy! So another unprecedented
Yeah.
thing
Unprecedented,
for the
right.
President of the United States. Boy, what a wonderful time to watch all this
Yeah,
shit.
I've tried to remain neutral, but I just can't. It'll make my head explode. I just can't stand this human being
Yeah.
that is in the office
Yeah.
of our presidency now.
He's loathsome and inartful.
He's a lowlife.
He is pretty much.
But did I show you the $20
You did.
bill?
It says
Okay.
Federal Reserve. That's where our money comes from.
Well, that's where the authorization of issuing paper money
Yeah.
comes. You know, theoretically, if they said we just print up all the money that we need and we don't need to have a financial backing of it, that's how you get into hyperinflation. Everybody's got more money than there are goods and services to buy,
Right.
and so you pay more.
Yeah. But so we need the Fed to regulate
Right.
value of
Yeah,
money.
Yeah, basically to regulate the availability of money, and you want interest rates to go down if the economy tends to falter,
Yeah.
so that people would be willing to borrow money and take a risk and try to get their business going. Or
Right.
whatever.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We're going to see what happens in the thing. You got anything else, Grady? What else is going to happen this week? Because we're approaching the end.
Oh, we're approaching the end.
Yes.
No, we're trying to get Smart Water to.
They don't want anything to do with us.
They don't want to sponsor us because they think we're not smart enough.
Right.
And,
Maybe we can get dumb urine instead of
Oh.
smart water.
dumb urine does not sound
No,
palatable.
No, it's not a palatable
Yeah.
drink beverage at all. I think I think they went out of business already.
It's
I
right.
don't know if they want to sponsor anybody.
Anyway, if anybody wants to send in their reasons why they think Trump is smart and should fire.
Put them in
This
the
woman.
comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're saying if anybody wants to disagree,
Yeah.
put it in the comments. Say this is why that woman she cut me off at an intersection one time, and she's a horrible bitch.
Right.
She shouldn't be in charge of anything, especially federal money.
And I would love to have anybody tell me why they think Trump is a great president, because apparently there are a lot of people that still do.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just like bumper stickers, and they like to put on a hat. I like his hat that says, did you see the big hat? He's got a big hat that says Trump was right about everything
Oh, that's
in big
nice.
letters.
Yeah.
And I was going to get one in black and put Matt was right about everything and just wear it around. and see.
Or Trump was wrong about everything.
Could put Trump was wrong about everything. I'm sure they probably do have those hats.
I'll have to look that up. Maybe I'll wear one for the next thing we have.
You should.
Next Dudes.
You can, yes.
You know, this whole thing started about due process.
Right.
Dudes process. And that's the total opposite of a dictatorship.
Yeah.
You have due process of law where you have juries and judges and all determine whether what the executive is doing is proper.
Right. The opposite of an autocrat.
The opposite of, say, ICE breaking into your house and arresting you because you might have a different skin color.
Right.
Because if you are, you may be an immigrant.
Right. There's supposed to be due process. That's a big part of America.
That's right.
Which it seems parts of America are
A process that determines whether it's likely you've violated the law.
right. Which you should have a right to.
Yeah.
Which is what our country was supposed to be about.
That's right.
Yeah.
About.
But so far, maybe not
Yeah.
in this term, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Well, we solved nothing, but we discussed it.
Yeah, we discussed it, and we'll see what happens. I think next week we've invited the Broad back to be
Oh, okay.
two dudes and a broad.
Two dudes. We'll be seeing Angel again next week.
Yes, she
Excellent.
said she would like to join us again if we had another one.
Yeah.
So
Oh, cool. Excellent. Angel's very nice. All right, then.
okay.
That's it for today's edition of Dude Process. This is Grady,
And this is Matt,
and we'll see you next time.
and we're in Madrid, Florida.
Oh, are we in Madrid, Florida? Okay.
No, we're not, but the FBI probably thinks we are. That's why they're not crashing in the door right now to arrest us.
Okay. Shh. Thank you.